of Baldwin Wallace University. It's NCAA Division III women's soccer on the pitch this afternoon as it's senior day for the Yellow Jackets, so we will send it down to the field for the introduction of the Yellow Jackets' 5 seniors as they are honored prior to today's game.
My parents, Brian and Maureen, and her brother, Blaine. Congratulations, Carly Behringer. Next up, Caitlin Callahan. Caitlin is a nursing major and defender from Batavia, Illinois, and a graduate of Batavia High School. She is accompanied today by her parents, Patrick and Christine, and brother Sean. Congratulations, Caitlin Callahan. Our next senior, Sydney Mudge. Sydney is a biology major and academic, All-Ohio Athletic Conference midfielder from Birch Run, Michigan, and a graduate of Birch Run High School. Sydney is accompanied today by her parents, Brian and Jenny, and her brothers, Ben and Noah. Congratulations, Sydney Mudge. Introducing Bailey Olin. Bailey is a sports management major and a Chi Alpha Sigma Honor Society defender from Medina, Ohio, and a graduate of Medina High School. Bailey is accompanied today by her mother, Kelly, and her sister, Cameron. Congratulations, Bailey Olin. And our final senior is Lexi Thompson. Lexi is a criminal justice and Spanish double major and academic All-Ohio Athletic Conference defender from Maineville, Ohio, and a graduate of Little Miami High School. Lexi is accompanied today by her mother, Christine, stepfather, Michael, and sister and BW women's basketball player, Brooke. Congratulations, Lexi Thompson. Baldwin Wallace would like to thank Carly, Caitlin, Sydney, Bailey, Lexi, as well as their parents and guardians for all of their hard work, dedication, and commitment to the women's soccer programs. Your efforts have truly made a difference both on campus and on the field. We would like to wish you great success in your future endeavors. One last round of applause for our 5 Yellow Jacket seniors and their families.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Tressel Field at the George Finnie Stadium on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University. We just saw the introduction of the Yellow Jackets' 5 seniors prior to today's game against the Adrian Bulldogs. Adrian comes in with a 3-5-1 overall record. They're 0-1-1 away from home this season, and in their last road game, they had a scoreless draw at Kenyon on Thursday. Prior to that, they suffered a 3-2 loss at Wilmington on September 16th. Taking a look at the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets, they are 0-6-2 on the season, 0-3-1 at home in their last outing. Baldwin Wallace fell to the number 19 team in the country, Carnegie Mellon, last Saturday afternoon by a 3-1 count. Really doesn't indicate how closely that game was played. Baldwin Wallace trailed by only 1 goal late in the game when Carnegie Mellon redirected a shot off of one of the Yellow Jacket seniors into the back of the net for the final tally. But Baldwin Wallace, you look at what they've accomplished over the last couple of outings, the 2-goal loss to Carnegie Mellon, which again, the final goal was scored in the last 6 seconds. They suffered a 1-0 loss to John Carroll on the road, and then a 1-0 loss to Waynesburg here at home a couple of Fridays ago. So they've been knocking on the door. It's just a matter of finishing when they have the opportunity to do so, and that's something they would very much like to do today as they honor their 5 seniors that were announced before today's game. That's Ella James, Carly Beringer, Sydney Mudge, Bailey Olin, and Lexi Thompson on this senior day. It's always a special day when you take the pitch for Baldwin Wallace. It's an even more special day when you have the opportunity to win on the same day that you honor the seniors. Plenty of games left to be played at home this year for Baldwin Wallace, but they chose to honor the seniors midway through this non-conference slate before they got into the teeth of the Ohio Athletic Conference play. And right now, it's time for the introduction of the starting lineups. Starting in goal for Adrian, number 64, Caitlin Stanton. Also in the starting lineup, number 5, Elena Earl. Number 8, Ashley Hughes. Number 11, Charlotte Poget. Number 12, Delaney Batur. Number 14, Bree Akins. Number 15, Anna Maria Fosmoen. One of the captains for the Bulldogs, number 16, Tegan Bergeron. And number 25 is Samantha Gicciardo. Number 26, Melanie Perney. And number 27, Elise Fries. The head coach, Nathan Cronenwetter. The assistant coaches are Kirsty McGregor and Leah Homan. And the athletic trainer is Jim Nickner. Starting it off for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets in goal, it'll be number 1, Kelly Carver. On defense, it'll be number 3, Ella James. Number 5, Carly Beringer. At midfield, it'll be number 9, Mia Fortunis. And number 13, Sydney Mudge. Number 16, Maria D. is also in the starting lineup, along with number 19, Bailey Olin. Number 20, Sophie Kirsten. Number 28, Chloe Kirsten. Number 35, Caitlin Callahan. And on the back end, the defender, a senior from Mainville, Ohio, and Little Miami High School, number 42, Lexi Thompson. The Yellow Jackets are coached by Jim Woodkin in his 9th season running the program for Baldwin Wallace. The Yellow Jackets have one more non-conference game. It'll be on Tuesday night when they travel to University Circle, Ohio, downtown Cleveland, to play the number 5 team in the country, the Case Western Reserve University Spartans. That will end the non-conference slate, and then they will get into Ohio Athletic Conference play, and they alternate their first 6 games in Ohio Athletic Conference play, home and road. They'll be at home against Capital on October 4th. at Ohio Northern on October 8th, and home against Otterbein, at Wilmington, home against Mount Union, and at Marietta. And this is where a back-to-back double on the road as they are at Marietta on October 25th and at Heidelberg on October 29th. The only time they play back-to-back either on the road or at home in Ohio Athletic Conference play. Right now we're going to pause for the playing of the national anthem. When we come back, we'll have the opening kickoff between Adrian and Baldwin Wallace. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Tressel Field at the George Finnie Stadium on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University. Matt Florjancic on the call of today's non-conference soccer matchup between the host Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets and the visiting Adrian College Bulldogs. Adrian out of the Michigan Intercollegiate Athletic Association, and they come in with a 3-5-1 record. The Yellow Jackets come in at 0-6-2. They are 0-3-1 at home, 0-3-1 on the road. Adrian hasn't played much on the road. They are 0-1-1 in true road games this season. Baldwin Wallace will be in the yellow jerseys with gray shorts, yellow socks, brown numerals trimmed in white on the fronts and backs of the jerseys, and white side panels down the sides of the jerseys. Adrian in the all-black look with gold trim around the bottom of the shorts, yellow numerals, yellow writing on the front, Adrian written in front of the jersey. The Yellow Jackets start off with possession. It's dropped back to Lexi Thompson, sent up to Mia Fortunis. She's tripped up. It's taken away by Fosmone. She'll work the ball up the right side of the field against Ella James. With the right foot, she tries to send it toward the goal. It's off the side of the goal and out of play. It's a goal kick coming up for Baldwin Wallace. And we have a stoppage in play as one of the young ladies for the Bulldogs has a face mask and had a strap pop loose. One of her teammates was trying to adjust it before play started. Didn't quite finish it, so we're going to have it addressed at midfield in front of the officials. That's Melanie Perney, who is having the headband adjustment made by one of her teammates, and we're back underway. So Carver will put the right foot into it, and she'll send it down out toward midfield, and it will carry him into the Adrian bench. So it'll be a throw-in coming up for the Bulldogs. Our first throw in of the day for either team. The Bulldogs will possess it. That's Peugeot, who had it initially. Now the Yellow Jackets will send it out into their own bench. So that'll be another throw in for the Bulldogs. And Purdy will handle it. She'll drop it back to midfield where it's touched up by Bergeron, one of the captains for this Bulldogs team. And a good push. Fosmoen gets knocked off her path by Thompson, and it's cleared out by Lexi Thompson, one of the 5 seniors for the Yellow Jackets. Now on a throw-in on the near side, it's Bree Akins. Akins lobs it in, but is kicked away by the Yellow Jackets. Now she'll put it into the box, and Carver will high point it on the bounce and scoop it up. She'll roll it out and then send it up that far side. And it was Sophie Kirsten who touched it up and sent it across midfield. The Jackets drop it back to Ella James. James with the right foot sends it across midfield once more. City Mudge doing battle for it, and both players are allowed to play through some contact. We play on. It's dropped back and touched up by Caitlin Stanton. She'll send it up the field. It's taken away now by the Yellow Jackets. And it was Sophie Kirsten who took it away. Mia Fortuna is battling. She'll come away with it. She'll left foot a pass down the field to Chloe Kirsten. Kirsten up that far sideline. Has it deflect out of play off of her, and that'll result in a goal kick coming up for the Bulldogs. Now Stanton having an equipment issue as one of her teammates will help her tie her shoe as we await the goal kick. Time's ticking away, but quick work by the defense for the Bulldogs, and that'll set up Stanton on the goal kick. With the right foot, she sends it down the field. It's headed back at her by Baldwin Wallace. Now BW giving good pursuit. That's Bailey Olin trying to hustle after it. She'll get on it in the corner, and it's kept in by the Bulldogs and cleared down the field. Chloe Kirsten there battling along that sideline. Sends it into the middle of the field. Mia Fortunas tries a crossing pass. It's deflected out to Caitlin Callahan and all the way back to Beringer. She'll send it over to Lexi Thompson. Thompson on this near sideline has it deflect out of play, and it's going to be Yellow Jacket ball on the throw-in. Thompson will handle it. It's headed out by the Bulldogs. Lexi Thompson will track it down. She drops it back for Beringer. Beringer then sends it over to Carver. Carver touches it up with the left foot, sends it right side to Ella James, and it's just out of the reach of James. James was leaning to her right. That ball sailed past her, went to her left, and that allowed it to go out into the Yellow Jacket bench and result in an Adrian Bulldogs throw-in. Fosmoen rather gets it over to Batur, and she lifts a left-footed shot just a bit high of the crossbar, and it sails out of play, and a goal kick is coming up for the Yellow Jackets. It's a quick kick out to Ella James on the left side. She gets it up to Sophie Kirsten. One-touch pass into the middle. Check that was Chloe Kirsten, but it's taken away by the Bulldogs. Now it's sent over to Hughes. Hughes drops it back for Perney. Perney with a lob inside. It gets past the Yellow Jacket. Stays on the foot of a Bulldog, but now it's cleared out near midfield by BW. Sent out to Sophie Kirsten. Change of direction twice over. Gets it across midfield. Sends it down to one of her teammates. Before it's taken away by the Bulldogs, it's cleared out by Perney. Headed back by Ella James. James to Fortunas, and Fortunas is going to lead it a little bit too far on the pass down that sideline. It's out of play off of the Yellow Jackets throw-in for the Bulldogs. The throw-in gets to Batur, but it's knocked out of play by Adrian. So the Yellow Jackets get a throw-in in front of the Bulldogs bench. The lob gets into Mia Fortunis. She checks up, keeps it in before it goes over the end line. It's now to Bailey Olin. Olin sends it out to Ella James. James with the right foot sends it into the box. And it's on the foot of Sophie Kirsten, and she couldn't square up enough to get shoulders even with the crossbar, and she sent it wide of the net and out of bounds for a goal kick. The Yellow Jackets take it away, and a right-footed shot toward the net is going to be just high of the crossbar. But the Yellow Jackets are going to get nope. Take that back. The Yellow Jackets will not get a corner. It's listed as a goal kick. It did not hit the goalkeeper's hands. So a goal kick is forthcoming. Good rocket for the Yellow Jackets, just a little bit too high. Stanton with the right foot. Sends it down the field. It gets through to Hughes. Hughes touches it up. Back to Akins. Akins with a cross to Giacardo. It's stolen away by Mudge. Mudge given chase, and the Bulldogs will kick it out along the sideline. So a throw-in is forthcoming for the Yellow Jackets. It's thrown into Fortunis. She heads it over a defender, but another Bulldog is there to clear it. And it plays off of the official. And the official blew his whistle shortly thereafter. And a free kick should be forthcoming. It's a free play, not a free kick, I should say. Now the official will hand out his instructions to Baldwin Wallace and Adrian. The Jackets playing on a bounce, and quickly the Bulldogs steal it away. And it's Batur with it. She'll send it over to Foss-Moen, and a shot is blocked, and it's rolling towards the sideline. Beringer will send it down the field. It's picked up by Perney. Perney then lofts it down the field. It's headed down by the Yellow Jackets. Fortunis on the clear gets it out to midfield. Mudge trying to track it down. It was Freeze who pushed it forward. Let's drop back to Beringer. Beringer with the right foot sends it across the pitch to Maria D. D tried to slip it to Caitlin Callahan, but it was taken away by the Bulldogs. That's Batur with it. And skied by Ella James. Batur is there, but on a deflection, Baldwin Wallace will take it back. Fortuna is doing battle in the middle of the field. She drops it back to James. James on a one-touch, it gets redirected to Mia Fortunis. Back to Lexi Thompson near side. Now Thompson up to Maria D. D sends it up to Mudge, and it is directed out of play by the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Throw-in for the Bulldogs. Gets it to Hughes. D steps up, has her pass attempt blocked, and then sends it down the field. But it's across the end line, and that'll result in another goal kick for the Bulldogs. 10 minutes, 15 seconds into play, and we are scoreless between Baldwin Wallace and Adrian College in non-conference soccer action. Down the field the Bulldogs go, but Ella James is there for the takeaway for Baldwin Wallace. She sends it down the field. It's tracked down by Bergeron. And across midfield, it's Perney who lobs it down. Lexi Thompson heads it away from the Bulldogs. Callahan will sky it. Perney redirects it, but right back to Callahan. Callahan with the left foot sends it down the field. The Jackets giving chase as it stays in bounds, and it will be sent out of play by the Bulldogs. Chloe Kirsten will handle the throw in for the Yellow Jackets. She gets it into Mudge. Mudge back to Kirsten, and Kirsten redirects it, but it's going to go out across the end line. Another goal kick is forthcoming for Stanton. She's had a lot of work in terms of goal kicks today. The Yellow Jackets haven't cashed in with anything yet, but they've been pressing the action thus far in the first 12 or so minutes of play. Almost 12 minutes of play, I should say. Stanton's right-footed kick. Head back at her by Chloe Kirsten. Bailey Olin giving chase, and she'll track it down. She had to circle back around it, but gave it back to Kirsten. Back to Olin on that far sideline. Olin change of direction, gets to her right foot, sends it in, and it's caught out of the air by Stanton. Again, the Jackets applying some good pressure here. Haven't yet yielded too much in the way of action in the box, but they're making Stanton work. Stanton with a punt, sends it out toward midfield. The Jackets are first to touch. It's redirected by Sophie Kirsten, near side to Maria D. The Jackets going left to right here in the first half. Adrian going right to left. D with the right foot sends it in. It's blocked, and then blocked again on a rebound attempt. Good job by Stanton to recover. She couldn't get all the way to her feet, but did enough to stay in front of that second shot attempt as the Yellow Jackets were looking at what appeared to be an open net. And Stanton said, not so fast. I can still get a piece of that one, and she did. The Jackets take it away, but the Bulldogs get it right back at midfield. Now it'll be sent back at the Yellow Jackets by the Bulldogs. Beringer will try to clear it, and she'll get it over to Ella James. It deflects off of Ashley Hughes out of play for the Yellow Jacket throw-in. Now the Bulldogs get a throw-in in front of their own bench. It's sent across midfield and redirected. Ella James deflected it to Carly Beringer. Now it gets up to Callahan. Over to Chloe Kirsten. She sidesteps the defender, lofts it down the field for Sophie Kirsten. It's a little bit too long. It's kicked out by Bree Akins, but deflected over to Maria D, and she will hustle after it, but can't keep it in play. A throw-in forthcoming for the Bulldogs. Another throw-in coming up for the Bulldogs. As this one is near midfield, they'll drop it back and send it over to Freeze. Freeze with the right foot. Sends it down across midfield. It's headed away by Lexi Thompson. Sydney Mudge skies it, and that'll force Stanton to come out of her net and scoop it up. Stanton with the right foot, punts it toward midfield. The Jackets will take it away as Callahan gets a hold of it. It's dropped back to Beringer. She'll reverse it left side to James. James with the right foot gets it across midfield. She'll get it back and then send it down the field as Chloe Kirsten gave chase, but Stanton was there to scoop it up. Stanton launches another punt. This one at midfield is taken away by the Yellow Jackets. Maria D with it. D with a lead pass. It's deflected out by the Bulldogs. So a throw-in is forthcoming for the Yellow Jackets, but a couple of BW substitutions will report into the game. So that'll bring number 12, Elise Papp, and number 11, Kaylin Rich, onto the pitch for the Yellow Jackets. Thompson on the throw-in. And it's headed out by the Bulldogs. Jackets threaten, but the Bulldogs once again take it away. Overshoot on the pass results in the ball going to Elena Earl. She'll drop it back to Peugeot. Gets up the field to Akins. Akins loses it, and the Yellow Jackets will get a throw in. Lexi Thompson will toss it in. Just shy of midfield. Gets it into Sophie Kirsten, and it's headed away by Gucciardo, I should say. And the Yellow Jackets will commit a foul, and it will result in a free kick coming up for the Bulldogs. It's sent over to Akins near side, into the middle of the field to Gucciardo, and then gets lobbed into Batur, who has it taken away from her. Sophie Kirsten with a long lead pass, just a little bit too long for Chloe Kirsten, and it's out of play into the Adrian bench. And the pass attempt is blocked into the Adrian bench, so it'll be another throw in for the Bulldogs. The official did not like how that played out, so we said, hey, we're going to do that throw-in again, but this time Baldwin Wallace is going to get it, as Chloe Kirsten will do the honors. She throws it in, and Mia Fortunis on the change of direction keeps it in play with the right foot. That shot, or rather that pass attempt, is blocked. The Jackets keep it alive. Fortunis with the left foot. Out top it goes to Rich. Rich with the left foot shoots it. It's off the side of the net. It'll be a goal kick coming up for the Bulldogs. Good threatened by the Yellow Jackets, but they cannot cash in on the scoring opportunity. Stanton's kick gets all the way down to Hughes, but the Yellow Jackets take it away after the first touch. Fortunis giving chase, and she will usher the ball out of bounds off of the Bulldogs. Throw in for the Yellow Jackets. The shot gets lobbed over the cage, off the bar, and then it's sent out of play by the Yellow Jackets across the end line. Another golden opportunity for the Yellow Jackets, but the Bulldogs will stay strong. However, this time the Yellow Jackets are awarded a corner as the Bulldogs were the last to touch before it went over the end line.
Corner kick for the Yellow Jackets. This is Ella James.
Ella James will take the corner. She puts it into the box with the right foot. It's redirected and just wide of the right far side post by the Yellow Jackets. A goal kick is forthcoming for the Bulldogs. The goal kick directed by Rich. It's skied and played by Papp. Lead pass by Papp. Gets through to Stanton. She'll scoop it up and take the possession for the Bulldogs. The punt attempt gets through. Ella James will send it back toward the Bulldog goal. Now Papp steps up, directs it to Sophie Kirsten. Beautiful change of direction for Kirsten. Now a long lead pass for her younger sister Chloe on that far left side with the left foot. She puts it toward the net. It's jumped after and caught by Stanton. Stanton will walk it out to the top of the box, taking her time, very deliberate to let the Bulldogs recover defensively. And it's volleyed back and forth before the Bulldogs get it. Coming out of the pack with it is Delaney Bator. And it's taken away by the Yellow Jackets. It'll get up to Chloe Kirsten. Kirsten with a long lead pass for Sydney Mudge. Mudge will get to it along that far sideline with the left foot. She gets it into the box. It's headed out by Rich. Rich tried to duck out of the way of it. Couldn't get all the way out. And then it's sent out by the Bulldogs toward midfield. Chloe Kirsten there to track it down. Gets it to her sister, Sophie Kirsten. It's touched up by Rich. Rich overruns it on the bounce. The Yellow Jackets will hustle after it. Lexi Thompson steps in, steps up, and gets it over to Maria D. Now to Sophie Kirsten. Kirsten has it taken away. Ella James with it for the Jackets. Gets it up to Mia Fortunis. After a touch pass from Elise Papp, the Bulldogs will get the takeaway. They'll drop it back to Stanton. Stanton touches it up with the right foot. Push kicks it twice, gets it to the top of the box, and drops it back behind her for one of her Bulldog teammates who gets the clear on a beautiful pass down the field. Beringer tries to head it away. It's stuck with by the Bulldogs as that was Batur who stuck with it. Physical play from Beringer, the official, as we play on. It'll get sent near side to D. D up to Rich. Rich drops to a knee. That heavily braced right knee. As Mudge gets sent to the turf. And she is slow to get up. The Bulldogs will take it. That was Perney who sent it up. And now it's taken away by Ella James. James tried to dribble it across midfield. It was taken away by the Bulldogs. It's redirected by the Yellow Jackets once more. Perney gave good pursuit, but it was taken away by Sophie Kirsten. Long lead pass, going to get past everybody. D giving chase, hustling after it is Akins for the Bulldogs. D will send it across the end line, which will result in another goal kick coming up for the Bulldogs. Genevieve Smith and Delaney Mackey sub in for the Yellow Jackets. Mudge will take a seat, as will Maria D. When we have this opportunity, I want to remind you that today's Yellow Jacket women's soccer game is being brought to you by University Hospitals Straczynski Sports Medicine Institute, proud official healthcare provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes. Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company, and BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics. You're enjoying today's Yellow Jacket women's soccer game right here on Flow College. The official signals for the start of play once more, and the goal kick is forthcoming from Stanton. With the right foot, she sends it down the field, and it will go out before another Bulldog can get to it. So that'll result in a throw-in for the Yellow Jackets. They get another sub as Chloe Kirsten will sub out. And number 17, Delaney Zura, will come in for BW on the throw-in. It's taken away by the Bulldogs. Jackets get good pursuit, but the Bulldogs still possessing it. It's Peugeot with it. And it's set up by Earl. Earl to Fossmoen. Fossmoen to the left of the cage. Sends it toward the net on a dive. Kelly Carver with the save for Baldwin Wallace. While we have this opportunity, I want to remind you that today's Yellow Jacket women's soccer game is also being brought to you by City Barbecue, serving and creating happiness since 1999. the Oswald Company Risk and Insurance leader since 1893, and Papa John's in Berea, the official pizza provider of Baldwin Wallace. The Jackets drive, the Bulldogs deflect it. They'll run it out toward midfield, and they'll touch it up, and it will be a throw-in coming up for Baldwin Wallace. Lexi Thompson lobs it in. Genevieve Smith sends it right back to Thompson. Thompson steps around the defender, drops it to the middle of the field. It's Elise Papp who touches it up, swings it left side to Ella James. James with the left foot gets it into Sophie Kirsten. It's redirected and cleared out by the Bulldogs. Checking up on the brakes was Delaney Batour, and it's taken away by James now. James up to Rich. Rich gets wiped out, and it's taken away by the Bulldogs. The Jackets will redirect it, and it'll be Sophie Kirsten who will track it down with the right foot. She sends it up the field to Genevieve Smith. Smith fighting to get around a Bulldog defender. Can't. It's redirected by Adrian and cleared out past midfield. Lexi Thompson to Elise Papp, and it's stolen away by the Bulldogs once more. That's Earl with it. Her lead pass is out of the reach of Fossmoen. It's taken by Beringer up to James. James along that far sideline on a feed to Genevieve Smith. It's redirected out by the Bulldogs. A throw-in is forthcoming for the Yellow Jackets. And it will be Delaney Zura who will throw it in. Zura lobs it into the box. Smith giving good chase to keep it in their in the Jackets' possession, and a rocket shot over the net by Rich. And it's another goal kick forthcoming for the Bulldogs. Victoria Segan in for the Bulldogs. The Jackets taking advantage of playing with the wind here in the first half. There's a nice breeze that's extending the flags here in the southeast corner of Finnie Stadium. And it's blowing out of the north straight south. So the Jackets have it at their backs and the Bulldogs running into it. It's headed out by the Yellow Jackets. A throw-in forthcoming for the Bulldogs. No, check that. The officials is going to change and say that the Bulldogs last touched it. So Lexi Thompson will throw it in for Baldwin Wallace. She lobs it into Genevieve Smith. Smith redirects it. The Bulldogs on a clear, get it out near midfield. And another throw-in is forthcoming for Baldwin Wallace. Fossmoen with it after the Bulldogs get a takeaway. Fossmoen left it for a teammate. It was kicked out by James. It'll be tracked down by Delaney Mackey. Mackey with the right foot gets it up the field to Rich. Rich with a touch pass to Sophie Kirsten. That's taken away by the Bulldogs, but the Jackets will get it right back. It's Mia Fortunis dropping it back to Ella James. James has it taken away by Fossmoen. It's cleared out to Papp at midfield. Good positioning by the Bulldogs to prevent Papp from getting it. Now Fortunis swoops in as the two midfielders battled for the ball. She got the takeaway. It's cleared down the field. And Mackey forces the change of direction by the Bulldogs. Now Fortunis with the steal. It's kicked out. And it will be last touch by the Bulldogs, says the official on the near side. So a throw-in is forthcoming for the Yellow Jackets. As we are now 2/3 of the way through this first half, and we are scoreless as Thompson's long feed into the box led to a potential shot for the Yellow Jackets, but physical defense puts the Yellow Jackets on the turf, and Stanton's allowed to scoop up the ball and walk it out. Lexi Thompson steps up for the Jackets, gets a takeaway, drops it back across the field to the far hash mark to Ella James. James with the right foot, directs it up to Rich. Rich with a one-touch, trying to get to that sideline, but the lead is a little bit too far for one of her teammates, and that will result in Perney getting a throw in for the Bulldogs. And that ball gets redirected about, I'd say about 6 rows deep into the stands. One of the Bulldog faithful made a nice snag of it and threw it back down to the field. Now it's a throw in for the Yellow Jackets, and it's Ella James doing the honors. She gets it in, and it's played up to Rich. Rich drops it back to James. James looking for Delaney Zura, but led her too far, and it's out of play. Off of the Yellow Jackets. Quick throw in by the Bulldogs. Gets up to Batur. Change of direction. Keeps it alive. She'll slip it to a teammate. And it's across midfield. Ella James redirects it. Off of the feed from Hughes. And the cross goes a little bit longer than the Bulldogs intended to, but Earl's there for the track down. She gets it to Hughes in between the hash marks. Hughes to Foss-Moen. Moen sends it, or Foss-Moen, I should say, sends it right side to Perney. Perney lobs it into the box. It's headed away by Lexi Thompson, and that is going to roll out of play on the sideline for another Bulldog throw-in. 12:50 in counting on a running first half clock. We are scoreless between Baldwin Wallace and Adrian in this second to last non-conference game of the season for Baldwin Wallace. They'll end the non-conference portion of their schedule next week when they travel to downtown Cleveland to battle the Case Western Reserve University Spartans, the number 5 team in the country. Off of the throw-in, the feed into the box was deflected out by the Yellow Jackets, so another throw-in is forthcoming for the Bulldogs. Perney lobs it into the box. It's for Batur. She sends it toward the sideline, and again, it's off the Yellow Jackets, so another throw-in for Perney. Kicked out of the box by the Yellow Jackets, and on the clear, it'll be Mackey who sends it out to Sophie Kirsten. Kirsten across midfield. Long lead. That'll get all the way through to Stanton, and she will scoop it up. Stanton elects to forego the punt. She'll swing it out with the right hand out to Perney on that far sideline, I should say. Up to Hughes, and James deflects it out of play. And that will result in another throw-in for the Bulldogs. Perney with a lead pass and is going to get past Segan. Thompson doing a good job to redirect play. Foss-Moen has her shot blocked by Beringer. Beringer will clear it out. The Bulldogs retake possession near the top of the box. Lob pass inside headed out by Lexi Thompson. It'll be dropped back for Delaney Mackey, and a foul is called against the Bulldogs. A free kick coming up for the Yellow Jackets. It's been a relatively clean first half. Not a lot of free kicks for either side. Both teams playing a pretty clean game so far. Free kick deflects off of a Bulldog, gets all the way through to Stanton. She'll scoop it up and walk it back to the top of the box. Stanton with the punt will get the ball near midfield. It's taken by Elena Earl. Drop back for Melanie Perney. Perney up the field to Hughes. Hughes has it deflected away by James. Now it's deflected to Foss-Moen in the box with the right foot. She sends it, and it's off of the crossbar. Out of play. Another goal kick is forthcoming for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Number 6, Sage Perry is checked in for Baldwin Wallace. Beringer sends it up to Perry. Perry has her pass blocked, gets it back, sends it back to Beringer. We'll slip it up the field along that far sideline. Now to Callan Rich. Kalen with the long lead pass. It's deflected away by the Bulldogs. And Genevieve Smith gives chase, but the Bulldogs clear it out to midfield. Victoria Segan with it. She drops it back to Elise Freeze. Freeze will track it down and send it in to Stanton. Stanton with the right foot redirects it. Sends it right back to Freeze. Freeze sends it across midfield on a hop. It's taken away by Papp. Papp with the right foot leads a little bit too far for Mackey. And it's across the end line for another goal kick for the Bulldogs.
Now on the pitch for Baldwin Wallace, number 14, Emily Lewis, and number 21, Grace Hunke.
Number 14, Emily Lewis, and number 21, Grace Helmke on the field now for the Yellow Jackets. And while we have this break in the action, I want to remind you that today's Yellow Jacket women's soccer game is being brought to you by Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, a great place before or after any Yellow Jacket event. And Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. You're enjoying today's Yellow Jacket women's soccer game on Flow College. Also into the match for the Yellow Jackets, number 26, Olivia Baker. The Yellow Jackets off the throw and lose possession near midfield. Batur with it. She sends a lead pass down the field to Segan. And it will be walked across the end line, and that will result in a goal kick for the Yellow Jackets. Carver will tee it up. 7:19 and counting left on a running first half clock, and we are scoreless between Baldwin Wallace and Adrian. Carver's goal kick bounces past two Bulldogs. And Olivia Baker sends it out of play off of one of Adrian's players. So a throw-in is forthcoming for the Yellow Jackets. It's lobbed in by Helmke. Directed out by the Bulldogs. Another throw-in forthcoming. On the throw-in, it was directed down the field by Freeze, blocked by Fortunis. It hit Fortunis up high. You can see there that she checked with her right hand to see if her nose was okay or if she was bleeding from either the nose or the mouth area. And she is still checking now with the left hand. She's asking a teammate, Elise Papp, to check on her. Papp gave her the go-ahead, but Fortunis, after taking that ball high in the nose area, is going to be struggling to breathe for quite a while. Anytime you get hit in the nose, intentional or otherwise, A, it still hurts very much, and B, your eyes water like crazy. So anytime you have a chance at getting some clear vision, it goes away quickly, and you can see Fortunis is still feeling to make sure that no blood is coming out of the nose. Rich will check out. And checking in for BW is number 18, Sophia Walters. Helmke on the throw-in. Lobs it in. It's Fortunas battling along the sideline, and she'll quickly throw it in to Olivia Baker. Baker has it redirected. It's cleared out by the Bulldogs, and it'll make its way all the way out of play. Last touch by Adrian, so a throw-in forthcoming for the Yellow Jackets. Helmke lobs it past a trio of Bulldogs before it's cleared away by Freeze. Out to Papp now, and Fossmoen will control it for the Bulldogs between the hash marks with the pass. It goes to Hughes, and it's directed down the field. And Helmke will clear it out before it's retaken by the Bulldogs. Earl had it. Long lead pass for Fossmoen. Beringer going to walk it toward the end line, and a goal kick is forthcoming for the Yellow Jackets. Carver who likes that quick kick to the left to get the Yellow Jackets going off of a goal kick, calls for everybody to clear out, and she will launch it toward midfield. It bounces across midfield untouched, and Baker heads it before the Bulldogs get it clear. Helmke will try and track it down, and she'll drop it back into Carver. Carver with a one-touch with the right foot, sends it back to Helmke. Now up the field to Mia Fortunis. And it's out of play off of the Yellow Jackets throw-in. Coming up for Adrian. Aikens on a throw-in, but the Yellow Jackets are there for the takeaway. Fortunis with it on her right foot. Crosses the field with a pass. And now a long shot for the Yellow Jackets is a save. As Perry launched it from about 40 yards out, and Stanton read it and snagged it out of the air. She'll roll it right side to Perney, and it's headed back across midfield by the Yellow Jackets before the Bulldogs get back on the ball. Now the long lead pass is going to be ushered out of play by the Yellow Jackets, so a throw-in is forthcoming for BW. Helmke will take it. Under 3 minutes to go in the first half. The Yellow Jackets going to get a last-minute substitution here. Mackey will come off and onto the pitch for the Yellow Jackets. Number 36, Macy Moskovic. It's headed away by the Bulldogs on the throw-in. Pap is there to control it. Now it's deflected back by the Bulldogs, and it's taken away by Batur. She'll launch it toward the goal. It was a little bit wide, and Carver elected to come out and snare it. Now she'll call for the clear out and punt it across midfield. It's headed back by the Bulldogs. It'll be sent up to Fossmo, and she'll have it taken away by Beringer. Now it's across midfield, and Moskovic will deflect it into the Adrian bench. So a throw-in is coming up for the Bulldogs. Under 2 minutes to play in the half. Still scoreless between Adrian and Baldwin Wallace. The lead pass was headed down by Pap, and then Pap will send it back down the field. Moskovic will hustle after it with the right foot. She sends it down the field. This one will stay in play. It's tracked down by Bergeron. Bergeron with it, but it's blocked by the Yellow Jackets on the pass attempt. A shot into the box is blocked, but the Jackets keep possession. Sophie Kirsten going after it. She'll track it down. The South Elgin, Illinois native has it deflected out by the Bulldogs right in front of her, so a throw-in is coming up for Baldwin Wallace. Number 30, Addison Francis into the match for Baldwin Wallace. She'll relieve Sophie Kirsten. Less than a minute to go. The Yellow Jackets have a throw-in. Helmke will throw it in. And it's headed away immediately by the Bulldogs. Latour with it with the left foot. Sends it across midfield. Beringer pressures Fossmo, forces the turnover. She'll drop it back to Emily Lewis. Lewis up the field to Fortunis. And it's taken away by the Bulldogs. Fossmo with the lead pass up that far sideline. The crossing pass into the box is blocked by the Yellow Jackets. Carver will cover it, come out of her net, and then send it out of play. It'll be a throw-in for the Bulldogs as 10 seconds are left in this first half. And the Yellow Jackets get an immediate deflection. Call it 2, and then the Bulldogs will not get a shot attempted in the final seconds. We end the first half with a 0-0 tie on the board. 45 minutes more to play after the halftime break. But right now we're going to step aside for a break here from Tressel Field. When we come back, we'll take a look at some first half statistics for you and get you teed up for the second half of action between the Bulldogs of Adrian College and the Yellow Jackets of Baldwin Wallace University. You're enjoying today's women's soccer match between the non-conference rivals right here on Flow College. Hello, everyone, and welcome back into Tressel Field at the George Finnie Stadium on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University. It's NCAA Division III women's soccer action on the pitch this afternoon as the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets host the Adrian College Bulldogs in Senior Day festivities. After the first 45 minutes of play, we are scoreless between the Yellow Jackets and Bulldogs. Taking a look at the stats from the first half, Anne-Marie Fosmoen, registered 4 shots overall and 1 on goal for the Bulldogs. Delaney Bator had 2 shots with 1 reaching goal. That accounts for the offense for the Bulldogs. 6 shots, 2 on goal, and just 1 foul, and that was Victoria Segan who picked that up. Looking the way of the Yellow Jackets, they had 9 shots overall, 3 of which reached goal. 2 each for Chloe Kirsten and Sophie Kirsten and Callan Rich. 1 each for Sydney Mudge, Sage Perry, and Mia Fortunis. The shots on goal were from Mudge, Chloe Kirsten, and Sage Perry. The 1 foul against the Yellow Jackets came against Elise Papp. Goalkeepers, the stats read as follows. Both played 45 minutes. It's Stanton with 3 saves and Carver with 2. The Yellow Jackets have the only corner of the game, and the shots go in favor of the Yellow Jackets 9-6. And that is where we are after the first half of play. Baldwin Wallace possessed it for 58% of the time. The Bulldogs had possession for 42% of the first half. The Bulldogs will start with possession in the second half. The Bulldogs will go left to right. The Yellow Jackets will go right to left. The Jacket keeper, Kelly Carver, and highlighter blue off to our right. And the Bulldog keeper in highlighter pink off to our left. Hughes with it. Sends it to Fossmoen. It gets through now to Bator. Back to Fossmoen. It's stepped up and redirected by Carly Beringer. It's cleared down the field to Callan Rich. Rich will track it down before it gets to the sideline. She'll change direction, get it to her right foot. Now gets it to Chloe Kirsten, but the Bulldogs are there to kick it back to their keeper, Stanton. And she'll get it cleared out near midfield. Ella James will track it down for the Yellow Jackets. Good battle between the hash marks. The Yellow Jackets will come away with it. Will be Chloe Kirsten, who has her shot directed out by the Bulldogs. So a throw-in is forthcoming, and Chloe Kirsten will handle those responsibilities. She gets it into Kaylin Rich. Back to Chloe Kirsten. Kirsten with a beautiful cross. It's directed toward the Bulldog goal, but then cleared out by Adrian. Sophie Kirsten will track it down, give it to Elise Papp. Papp sends it toward Genevieve Smith, but it's cleared out by the Bulldogs. Carly Beringer will head it down. It's Ashley Hughes picking it up for the Bulldogs. Now Papp battles for it between the hash marks and takes it away. She'll send it far sideline. That's Maria D. D with the right foot on a lead. Gets it to Smith through a Bulldog. It's on the foot of Callan Rich. Rich dribbles into the box with the right foot. She shoots lower corner, and it's a goal for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Callan Rich puts BW in front 1-0 with 43 minutes and 11 seconds left in this second half of play. Rich, very deliberate on her approach into the box. There were a couple of times she looked like she was going to let it rip, but she stayed true to her thought process, stayed patient as she got past the last defender and then rocketed the shot into the lower left corner for the tally. So the Bulldogs get possession after the goal. They'll direct it across midfield, but Elise Papp is there to redirect it to Ella James. James with the left foot sends it to midfield to Sophie Kirsten. Back to Mia Fortunis. Fortunis near side to Ella James. One of the Yellow Jackets wearing the pink captain's armband. James with a nice lead pass. Gets it to Genevieve Smith. A trip going for the ball. They're going to say that Smith initiated it as Elise Freeze hit the deck. And so that's a foul against the Yellow Jackets, and a free kick is forthcoming for the Bulldogs. It's sent to Freeze and quickly back to Stanton, who gets the clear. But it's redirected by Chloe Kirsten. And it's going to be sent out toward midfield, but headed back by Elise Papp. Now Sophie Kirsten settles underneath it with the right foot on a lead pass. Has it deflected, but it's deflected to Genevieve Smith. And now Elise Freeze will try and clear it out, and it'll be stopped near the sideline and then sent up the sideline, but deflected out by the Bulldogs. Lexi Thompson will hustle down and throw it in. It's skied on a deflection, and Elise Freeze is there for the takeaway. Long lead pass for the Bulldogs. Collected by Beringer, and she'll send it out just wide of the Adrian bench. So a throw-in is forthcoming for the Bulldogs. After today, the Bulldogs will get in to Michigan Intercollegiate Athletic Association play starting next Saturday when they host their own senior night at 6 p.m. against Kalamazoo College. And they'll be home against the Alma Scots the following Wednesday, so opportunities to get a couple in the win column at home for the Bulldogs after today. A foul on the Yellow Jackets will result in a free kick coming up for the Bulldogs on the far side of the field. After today, Baldwin Wallace will be on the road for their final non-conference game of the season. The free kick is a quick kick to the left side, then a feed into the box. Fossmoen on the ball and keeps it in somehow with a back kick. But the official now says a goal kick is forthcoming for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. So it'll be tossed in to Kelly Carver, and she will spot the ball for the Yellow Jackets. She'll quick kick it left side to Carly Beringer. Beringer sends it over to Ella James. James with the right foot sends it out off of one of the Bulldogs, so a throw-in is coming up, and it'll be Ella James who lobs it in. She lobbed a knuckleball into Kaylin Rich, and it's directed toward Mia Fortunas from Sophie Kirsten. Fortunas with a long lead pass. Rich behind the defense. Gets it on her left foot. Now tries to get around a defender. It's blocked by Adrian, so Rich in a battle now, and the ball is kicked toward the sideline, and it will be by the Bulldogs, so the Yellow Jackets get a throw-in. Sophie Kirsten will throw it in. She gets it into Rich. Rich touches it back to Genevieve Smith with the right foot, sends it wide of the cage. It is a goal kick forthcoming for the Bulldogs. Carver sends it down the field. D heads it away. Or rather, Stanton, I should say, sent it down the field. D headed it away and then took it back off of a bounce. Change of direction, gets into the box with the left foot, sends it toward the net. It's cleared out by the Bulldogs, and a throw-in is forthcoming for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Lexi Thompson will throw it in for the Jackets. It's lobbed into Fortunas, sent in on net, and scooped up for the save by Caitlin Stanton. The Bulldogs with a good pursuit down the field. They get around Thompson. Espator with it, and it's blocked along the end line. But the official says that it was last touched by the Bulldogs. So a quick goal kick coming up. It'll be Carver who sends it up to Beringer. Beringer sends it up that far side to Maria D. It's kicked out by the Bulldogs. And Lexi Thompson will throw it in for the Yellow Jackets. Genevieve Smith with the ball on the lead pass to Sophie Kirsten. It's cleared out by the Bulldogs as Bergeron comes up to clear it across midfield. Beringer will track it down for the Jackets with the right foot. She sends it along that far sideline where it's taken back by the Bulldogs. Ashley Hughes with it. Hughes sends it along that far side. It's taken away by the Jackets. Back by Hughes. Into the middle to Peugeot. And it's taken away by Mia Fortunis. Fortunis with the left foot. Sends it down past midfield. Rich giving a run to the ball. But it's knocked back by the Bulldogs to Stanton. Stanton way out of her net. Away from the goal. Reinitiated the action. The lead pass headed up sky high by Beringer. It lands on the left foot of Ella James, and it'll be kept in by Perney. Over to Ashley Hughes. Good movement and possession by the Bulldogs as a shot attempt is blocked by Elise Papp, and it'll be cleared out by Maria D. to Kaylin Rich. Rich with a lead pass to Genevieve Smith. Smith to Sophie Kirsten. Kirsten back to Smith, right side. Smith with a right-footed shot. It was a soft one, and it was scooped up by Stanton. The Yellow Jackets have a throw-in forthcoming now as Chloe Kirsten will hustle after it. She lobs it into Rich. Rich with the left foot redirects it. It lands on the foot of Ashley Hughes. To midfield to Fossmoen, and it's directed out of play by the Bulldogs. A throw-in is coming up for the Yellow Jackets, but not before they get a sub onto the field. Sage Perry back for Baldwin Wallace. James throws it in to Fortunis. Fortunis back to James at midfield. James over to Rich. Rich with the right foot. Leads it into the box. It's deflected by the Yellow Jackets, but it's going to go wide of the cage. And it will be scooped up by Stanton. Stanton will jog it to the top of the box. And she will launch the right-footed kick across midfield. It's touched up by Peugeot. And another lead pass. This one for Batur. She'll try to track it down. Lexi Thompson there. And it will be out along the end line. And another goal kick is awarded to the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Carver lofts it toward midfield. It's headed away by Gucciardo. Now it's controlled by the Jackets on a takeaway, but Ashley Hughes there to take it right back before Sophie Kirsten can send it to Chloe Kirsten. And now I had that in reverse. Chloe tried to send it up to Sophie Kirsten, and a handball is called for against the Bulldogs, so a free kick is forthcoming, and Ella James will take it. James stretches out the hamstrings before she lofts a beautiful kick. Goes to 40 yards down the field before it's redirected out by the Bulldogs. Now the Jackets will press once more before the Bulldogs get the clear out as Elena Earl has it. Up to Fossmoen on the redirect. It's to Peugeot. Back to Fossmoen. Now the lead pass deflected over to Ashley Hughes. Hughes tracks it down. Keeps it in, and somehow it doesn't go out off of Ella James. James instead will get the takeaway. It's redirected by the Bulldogs toward the box. Well, now Lexi Thompson will send it out toward midfield, and it's going to be last touched by the Yellow Jackets. So the Bulldogs will get a throw in. They get a substitution. It's Victoria Segan who returns for the Bulldogs. Segan very deliberate before she tosses it in. She'll toss it backward. And it'll get redirected across midfield to the right foot of Bator. And now Lexi Thompson will get the takeaway. Thompson over to Pap. Pap between the hash marks, sends it over to Chloe Kirsten. Up the field she goes with a pass to Kaylin Rich. Rich knocked off the ball. It's taken away by the Bulldogs. Up the field to Segan. Segan has it blasted away by Ella James. Will be tracked down by Melanie Perney. Now, trying to keep it in along that end line were the Bulldogs, and Lexi Thompson's there to redirect it out along the sideline, so a throw-in is forthcoming for the Bulldogs. Perney will handle it. She'll lob it in. And it gets to Segan. Now it's to Fossmoen with the right foot. She sends it high and into the, or rather on top of the net, I should say. And that'll result in a goal kick for the Yellow Jackets. Number 17, Gracie Jagodinski checks in for the Adrian Bulldogs. As Kelly Carver has it teed up for the goal kick to our right. It's directed toward the sideline by the Bulldogs. They'll keep it in before Chloe Kirsten can redirect it out. I want to remind you that you're enjoying today's Baldwin Wallace women's soccer game against the Adrian Bulldogs right here on Flow College. Melanie Perney will lob it in, looking for Fossmoen. It goes over her. It's headed out by Ella James. Now Sophie Kirsten giving chase, but the Bulldogs get it back. It's on the foot of Earl. Earl sends it left side to Bree Akins. Akins gets it back along that sideline with a lead pass into the box. It's kicked out by Beringer. Now a right-footed shot toward the net. Off the post. It stays in play, and Kelly Carver will track it down. Well, we have this opportunity. I want to remind you that today's Yellow Jacket women's soccer game is being brought to you by University Hospitals, Trasinski Sports Medicine Institute, the proud official healthcare provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes, Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company, and BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics. BW with a nice long lead pass to Genevieve Smith. Smith had a lane to get the pass to Rich, but good close by the defender. That was Tegan Bergeron on the close to deflect the ball out of play. The Jackets on the throw-in, get it to Lexi Thompson. Thompson with the right foot, launches it into the box. Stanton knocks it away, then scoops it up. She'll swing it out with the right arm. And that gives Victoria Segan a good head of steam to get the ball across midfield. She drops it back for Perney, who sends it in. And it's headed out of play by Carly Beringer. Segan will get it back. It's lobbed in by Bergeron. It's over the head of one of her Bulldog teammates, and Carver will come out and scoop up the ball. She'll roll it out to Beringer, right side. Up the field with the pass to Genevieve Smith, and it's deflected out by the Bulldogs for another Yellow Jacket throw-in. Two substitutions coming onto the pitch for Baldwin Wallace. It'll be Delaney Mackey and Sydney Mudge who return for Baldwin Wallace. And the throw-in was played out by the Yellow Jackets, so a throw-in is forthcoming for the Bulldogs now. Bulldogs get it into Elena Earl. Earl up the field to Lexi Thompson, and Thompson boots it out of bounds for a throw-in for the Bulldogs. This one's kicked out by the Bulldogs, so the Yellow Jackets will get a throw-in. The Jackets get it up to midfield for Tunis. Will corral it along that far sideline, and she'll step it back. Give it to Thompson. Thompson sends it to the middle of the field to Pap, who touches it up between the hash marks and sends it over to Ella James. James right at midfield to Chloe Kirsten. She'll sky the ball to Adrian's defensive half of the field. And it will be Sophie Kirsten who takes a healthy shove in the back and will play on. The Yellow Jackets keep possession, Beringer with it. She sends it right side to Thompson. Thompson drops it back to Beringer. Beringer with the left foot, sends it across midfield. It gets out of the reach of Sydney Mudge. Mia Fortunis there to hustle after it. And it's deflected out by the Yellow Jackets, says the official on the far side. So a throw-in is forthcoming for the Bulldogs. Gets into Jagodinski, but it's deflected out once more by the Yellow Jackets. So another throw-in is coming up for the Bulldogs. Once again, the Yellow Jackets will deflect it out of play, so the Bulldogs get another throw-in. They'll drop it back into their defensive half before it's cleared. With a long lead pass, it'll get into the box. Beringer controls it. It's overrun by Fossmoen. Beringer stays with it, gives it to Pap. Pap sends it right side, then it gets redirected to Mia Fortunis. And she'll send it to Ella James near side. James hustles past one Bulldog, can't make it around a second. Left the pass for one of her teammates, but it was taken away by the Bulldogs. And they're going to have, the officials are going to call a foul against the Bulldogs, so the Yellow Jackets will get a free kick, and it'll be Ella James who will tee it up. Under 25 minutes left to play in the second half. It's 1-0 in favor of Baldwin Wallace. Ella James on the free kick from the 35, sends it to the opposite 22-yard line. It's battled for by Delaney Mackey. It'll be Mia Fortunis who comes away with it. She'll slip it into the box to Mackey. And it's taken away by the Bulldogs. And it'll be deflected out off of the Yellow Jackets. A throw-in is forthcoming for Adrian. Bulldog has dropped it back into their defensive zone, now trying to clear it out near to midfield. The Yellow Jackets forcing the issue, making things difficult for the Bulldogs. Peugeot will redirect it toward the sideline where it will be worked up the field by the Bulldogs. Slipped into the box by Segan, but Ella James is there to step up, and she'll get the clear into the Adrian bench. The throw-in gets to Jagodinski. She'll send a crosser over to Perney. Perney with a one-touch over to Segan. Now it gets to Fossmoen. And it will be a throw-in off of the deflection from the Yellow Jackets. It'll be a throw-in for Perney. Perney lobs it into Segan, back to Perney with the right foot. She sends it into the box on a crossing pass. Beautiful feed, and then it is skied toward the Yellow Jacket goal, and it'll land on top of the goal and result in a goal kick for Baldwin Wallace. They have a substitution onto the pitch for the Yellow Jackets. And Sophia Walters will return as Carver sends the goal kick down the field. It's controlled by the Bulldogs. Beringer heads it down, but another lofty pass into the box by the Bulldogs, headed out by Ella James. Uchardo with it. She sends it to the left of the Yellow Jacket goal to Jagodinski, and then gets it back to Jagodinski. And it'll be sent wide of the goal and across the end line and result in another goal kick for Baldwin Wallace. We're past the midway point of the second half, and it's 1-0 in favor of Baldwin Wallace with 22 minutes left to play in the second half. Carver gets it out. It's headed back by the Bulldogs. It's on the foot of Segan. She drops it for Fossmoen with the left foot. It's deflected, and it's off the post. The Bulldogs fan on another rebound attempt as Jagodinski had it roll funny over her left foot, but she regathered herself and collected the possession for another Bulldog push down the field before it went across the end line. Another goal kick is forthcoming for the Yellow Jackets. Carver sends it quickly left side to Ella James. James gets it up the field to Pap. Pap to Mia Fortunis. Fortunis with a long lead pass on the right side. Good hustle play by the Yellow Jackets. That's Walters with it with the right foot, and it's wide of the goal. It's a goal kick coming up for the Bulldogs. Elise Freeze, I should say, clears it out to midfield. Now Beringer trying to hustle after it for the Yellow Jackets. She'll direct it out. It'll be a throw-in coming up for Baldwin Wallace, as the official says it went off of one of the Bulldogs. Addison Francis returns for the Yellow Jackets. And the Bulldogs will control it off of a first touch by the Yellow Jackets after the throw-in. Now BW gets it back. Lead pass for Sydney Mudge. A little bit long. The Bulldogs will get to it, and it will be a Yellow Jacket throw-in on a deflection out of play. Sophia Walters will throw it in. Now they're going to say, hold on a second. We'll get Lexi Thompson to hustle down the field and take it for us. Thompson lobs it into the box. It's directed out. And back to Elise Papp in the midfield area. She'll swing it over to Addison Francis. Francis has it deflected away by the Bulldogs. It's scooped up by Earl. Earl with the change of direction. Good pass up the field to Segan. Segan trying to get it to Fossmoen, and it's redirected by Ella James. Now Francis with a lead pass that's kicked sky high by Freeze. Takes a funny hop, and the Yellow Jackets will pursue it and get it back off the bounce. It's Elise Papp who redirects it right side to Walters. Walters with it. It's out past the end line, and it'll be a goal kick coming up for the Bulldogs. One substitution apiece coming onto the pitch. Lexi Thompson will check out for the Yellow Jackets. Ava Messinger will check in for the Yellow Jackets. Delaney Bader onto the pitch for the Bulldogs. Messinger has it. She heads it down the field. The Bulldogs are going to take it away, and it'll be a foul against the Yellow Jackets. So a free kick is forthcoming for Adrian. They'll quick kick it, but they won't control it for very long as it's out of play, and the Yellow Jackets will get another throw-in. This throw-in is deflected off of the Yellow Jackets, taken away by the Bulldogs. It's Perney with it. She sends it middle of the field to Batur. Bader, I should say. Trying to get around Elise Papp, unable to do so. Papp with the takeaway. A long lead pass down the field. Gets past everybody. And the Yellow Jacket chase is short-circuited by Stanton, who scoops it up. She'll roll it near side to Freeze. It's sent down the field for Foss-Moen. She'll get to it before it gets across the end line. She'll keep it in. Beringer redirects it. Now it's coming toward Carver. She hustles after it and scoops it up for the save. She walks it to the top of the box and then punts it across midfield. It's touched up by the Bulldogs and redirected by Mudge before it's sent back to Tegan Bergeron. A nice lead pass down the field is going to be a little bit too long, as it's going to result in another goal kick for the Yellow Jackets. Rich and Fortuna's return for Baldwin Wallace. Seeing her first action today for Adrian is Zoe Greenbaum. The Yellow Jackets will get a throw-in out near midfield. Ella James will take it. She launches it down the field, and it'll be Delaney Mackey who gives chase. Mackey feeds it into the box. It's redirected by Rich, and it will be hustled after along the end line and kept in by the Yellow Jackets momentarily, but now the official says it went over the line, and that'll be a goal kick for the Bulldogs. Hughes returns for the Bulldogs. Genevieve Smith returns for the Yellow Jackets. Stanton's goal kick nearly makes it to midfield on a couple of bounces. Fortunis in a good battle, and she'll draw the foul against one of the Bulldogs, and we will have a free kick forthcoming for the Yellow Jackets. Ella James will spot it for BW. James with a long lead into the box. It's headed toward the net by Rich, and it's scooped up by Stanton for the save. Well, we have this opportunity. I want to remind you that today's Yellow Jacket women's soccer game against Adrian College is being brought to you by City Barbecue, serving and creating happiness since 1999. The Oswald Company, risk and insurance leader since 1893. And Papa John's in Berea, the official pizza provider of Baldwin Wallace University. Bulldogs have it on the Yellow Jacket defensive side of the field, but BW will get the takeaway. Sophie Kirsten with it near midfield. She'll check up and swing it over to that far sideline to Walters. Walters steps it across midfield, has it deflect, and it's a throw and awarded to the Yellow Jackets. It's a throw-in for the Bulldogs off of a Yellow Jacket deflection. It's cleared out past midfield. Beringer sends it over to Ella James. James sends it across midfield. The Bulldogs trying to send it back, and they will. It gets to Foss-Moen. She'll drop it back for Earl. Earl sends it up to Segan. Segan drops it back to Perney. Perney with a long lead. That's going to get into the box, and Kelly Carver will take it on 2 hops. Bulldogs with another attack down the field. This one's broken up by Messinger and Beringer. It's controlled by Ashley Hughes. Segan with it, but it's cleared out by Elise Papp on a deflection. Genevieve Smith giving a good run to it, and it's deflected out by the Yellow Jackets. So another throw-in coming up for Adrian. Gets on the foot of Bader. Bader around the Yellow Jacket defense into the box. Try to send a pass. It's kicked out by Beringer. Controlled once more by the Bulldogs. That was Fossmoen on a control. And it's sent toward the net by Earl, but it's scooped up by Kelly Carver. Carver with a nice punt past midfield. It's deflected by Rich back to Earl. Earl on a lead pass for Fossmoen as it go out along the end line, and it's last touched by the Bulldogs. So a goal kick is forthcoming for the Yellow Jackets. Maria D. returns for Baldwin Wallace. Sophia Walters will take a seat. Carver with the goal kick has it curve out of play. A throw-in is forthcoming for Adrian. Perney will throw it in to Bergeron. And it's sent down the field by Bergeron, but kicked back by the Yellow Jackets. Kind of pinballs between the Yellow Jackets and the Bulldogs for a quick second before it's sent over to Ella James with the left foot. Sends it down the field, but it's redirected by Gucciardo. Now James will track it down and send it back to Carver. Carver touches it up with the right foot, push kicks it with the left, and sets it up for a right-footed kick down the field. Chloe Kirsten redirects it. It's misplayed by Gucciardo, and now the Yellow Jackets get a run on a pass from Rich to Genevieve Smith. Smith gets it off of a turnover, has her shot blocked. It's over the head of Rich, and it will be tracked down by Segan on a clear. Gets it, but Fortunis there to deflect it. Now it's in possession of the Bulldogs. That's Bader with it. The Yellow Jackets will get a throw in on a deflection. The Yellow Jackets get it to midfield. Fortunis drops it all the way back to Ella James. James with the left foot back to Fortunis. Fortunis with a crossing pass. We'll get it over to Maria D. D keeps it inbounds along that far sideline with a nice lead pass toward the box. It's redirected out and across midfield by the Bulldogs. The Jackets overrun it. Messinger tries to track it down, and she'll send it out along the sideline, so it'll be a throw-in for the Bulldogs. Sent it into Greenbaum, and it's cleared out once more by Messinger. So another throw-in forthcoming for Bader. So get it into Greenbaum. It gets sent out to Hughes, and it's redirected by the Yellow Jackets past the end line, and that's going to result in the first corner of the game for the Bulldogs. The Yellow Jackets had one in the first half. 8.5 minutes left to go here in the second half. Baldwin Wallace leads Adrian 1-0, but Adrian threatening as they have a corner coming up. Greenbaum with a beautiful feed into the box. It's headed backward by the Bulldogs. Segan will track it down. And a pass is a little bit past one of her teammates, and Rich will redirect it to the left side of the field. Hughes with it. And there's a big slide tackle along the sideline. And we're going to have a free kick coming up for the Bulldogs as a foul is called against the Yellow Jackets. Right-footed free kick gets into the box. It's headed toward the Yellow Jacket goal. It's headed back toward the goal as the first hit was a little bit too far and the second one was out of play. So a goal kick is forthcoming for BW. Lexi Thompson comes back onto the pitch for the Yellow Jackets. And Kelly Carver will spot up the goal kick. 7:15 left to play in this second half. Carver sends it away with the right foot. Victoria Segan with first touch, and it'll be deflected out by Segan. Ella James will throw it in for Baldwin Wallace. It's headed away by Segan. Chloe Kirsten with the right foot sends it across midfield. It's headed back by Bree Akins to Ashley Hughes. Hughes fans on the first kick, gets it back, keeps it under control. Now a lead pass a little bit too long, and that's going to slide past the end line and result in another goal kick for Baldwin Wallace. 6 minutes, 31 seconds left in this second half. Baldwin Wallace just over 6 minutes away from its first victory of the season. Carver with the goal kick sends it out to Chloe Kirsten. It's touched up by Mia Fortunis. Fortunis with a change of direction from the right foot to the left and sends a pass down past midfield. Excellent footwork right there as Tegan Bergeron will touch it up. One of the captains for the Bulldogs with a beautiful lead pass. It's just out of the reach of Foss Moen, and it's scooped up by Kelly Carver. She'll walk it to the top of the box. She will take a little bit of time before she punts it away near midfield. Bulldogs get first touch, and they'll set up an attack. It's on the foot of Foss Moen. Foss Moen trying to work around Ella James. James making her dish it to Victoria Segan. It's headed out by Lexi Thompson. Ella James will redirect it. Now a kick is blocked at the top of the box by the Yellow Jackets. It's still controlled by Elena Earl. She'll send it over to Victoria Segan near side. Segan with the left foot. Can't get it past the Yellow Jacket. Sophie Kirsten skies it and sends it to the middle of the field where the Bulldogs will touch it up once more. It's headed down by the Yellow Jackets. Genevieve Smith with it. Lead pass blocked by Gucciardo. It gets to Rich on the second attempt. Rich touches it to the right sideline, the top sideline, but it's a little bit too far of a lead, and that'll result in a throw-in for the Bulldogs. I want to remind you once more that today's Yellow Jacket women's soccer game against the Adrian College Bulldogs is being brought to you by Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, a great place before or after any Yellow Jacket event. And Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace. You're enjoying today's game between Baldwin Wallace and Adrian right here on Flow College. Foul was committed against the Yellow Jackets, and a yellow card was issued. A free kick is forthcoming for the Bulldogs. It's lofted down the field. It'll be headed backward by Fortunis. The Bulldogs get the first touch off of the header, and a left-footed shot from Bader sticks to that right side of the net and goes wide along the end line. So a goal kick is coming up for the Yellow Jackets. A yellow card was issued to Maria D. That's the first card to either team. Carver sends it down the field. Rich will head it across midfield, and she'll give pursuit before the Bulldogs send it back toward the Yellow Jacket defensive side of the field. An overrun by both the Yellow Jackets and the Bulldogs, as now the Bulldogs will be the first to touch. Mia Fortunis once again hustling after it. And stepping in to force the turnover. Some fancy footwork, ball handling. She'll clear it down the field with the right foot. It's tracked down by Bree Akins. Kicked by Stanton toward midfield. Sophie Kirsten with it. And it's redirected once more by Bergeron across midfield. It's headed back by Ella James. It's taken by Elena Earl. She'll get it to Bader. Bader with it on her left foot. Has it taken away by the Yellow Jackets. That's Elise Papp, who will send it out to Maria D near midfield. A slide tackle as D went for it, and D is still down on the turf as it's out of play off of the Yellow Jackets, says the official. So a throw-in is forthcoming by the Bulldogs, and Coach Jim Boykin came out of his seat to let the official know that he did not like that a foul was not called against the Bulldogs. But we play on, under 3 minutes to go here in the second half. Baldwin Wallace leads at 1-0. It's cleared out of bounds by Baldwin Wallace, so a throw-in is coming up for the Bulldogs. Ashley Hughes will throw it in. It gets through to Bader. Bader sends it to the left of the box. Now a crossing pass to Segan is a little bit wide, and it will roll out along the end line, and it'll be a goal kick for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Delaney Mackey will come back onto the pitch for Baldwin Wallace. And we will restart the clock here as soon as Carver sends it away. Carver sends it up to Chloe Kirsten. Now Fortunas tries to send it across midfield. The Bulldogs head it back, but the Jackets control once more. Sophie Kirsten with it. She'll send it right side. And it's out of the reach of Delaney Mackey, out of bounds. And it's a throw-in for the Bulldogs. 2 minutes left to go here in the second half. Baldwin Wallace leads Adrian 1-0. The Bulldogs get it to midfield, but it rolls out of play, and it'll be a throw-in coming up for the Yellow Jackets. Lexi Thompson will throw it in. It gets through to Rich, and it's deflected by Delaney Mackey, out of bounds, so a throw-in is coming up for the Bulldogs. And this one will hug that sideline before it's knocked out by Adrian. So the Yellow Jackets will get a throw in. It'll be Lexi Thompson who will throw it in. Thompson lofts it in. It's headed back by the Yellow Jackets. Now the Bulldogs will take possession, but the Yellow Jackets will be awarded a free kick on a foul against the Bulldogs. Just 1 minute left in this game. And the Yellow Jackets have the free kick. It's Ella James who will take it with the right foot. She gets it into the box. Stanton scoops it up on the fly. She'll walk it out. Now she'll launch a punt. And the sky-high kick gets across midfield, overshoots Fosmo, and it's redirected backward by Papp. Papp to Kaylin Rich, I should say. Rich on the Adrian defensive side of the field. Hustles into the corner, and it's across the end line. So a goal kick is coming up for the Bulldogs. They have to hurry. 20 seconds left in this one. Stanton has it spotted with the right foot. She sends it down the field. It's first hit by Chloe Kirsten. She'll send it in between the hash marks, and it's touched up by Greenbaum. It's through to Foss-Moen. It's kicked out by Ella James, and the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets on Senior Day will get the 1-0 victory over the Adrian Bulldogs. Baldwin Wallace with its first win of the season. They now improve to 1-6-2. Overall, they are 1-3-1 at home, and they'll look to keep the good times rolling when they travel to Case Western Reserve University on Tuesday night for a 7:30 first kick against the 5th-ranked Spartans. Taking a look, before we get on out of here, on the final statistics. Leading the way in shots on goal for the Yellow Jackets, Kaylin Rich with 2, Sydney Mudge, Chloe Kirsten, and Sage Perry each with 1. For the Bulldogs, it was Elena Earl, Delaney Batur, and Anna Marie Fossmoen, who each had 1 shot on goal. The lone yellow card of the match went to Maria D. late in the second half. No red cards were awarded. Shots today for Baldwin Wallace, Kaylin Rich with 4, Genevieve Smith with 3, Sophie Kirsten with 2, and Chloe Kirsten with 2. For the Bulldogs, it was Fossmoen with 6, Earl with 3, Bader with 3, and Bree Akins with 1. And the lone assist, there were no assists for either team. The lone goal was Kaylin Rich, who had it for Baldwin Wallace. Taking a look at the team stats, 15 shots for BW, 12 for Adrian, 6 on goal for BW, 3 on goal for the Bulldogs. 1 corner each, no red cards, 1 yellow card to Maria D. late in that second half. 5 fouls aside, and then 5 saves for Caitlin Stanton, 3 for Kelly Carver in tonight's action. Once again, the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets 1-0 winners over the Adrian Bulldogs. The Bulldogs will next be in action next Saturday evening when they host their own senior night in Adrian, Michigan against Kalamazoo College. Baldwin Wallace next in action at Case Western on Tuesday, September 30th. Their next home game will be on Saturday, October 4th at 1 p.m. against the Capital Comets. For everyone here at Baldwin Wallace, I'm Matt Florjancic. Thanks for watching as the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jacket women's soccer team gets its first victory of the season, 1-0 over Adrian. For everyone here, have a great night, everybody. And as always, go Jackets.